continuing to read Life Design by ProfessorMaxTrinity. I just want her to know that it is a real privilege to read this book. The body functions most efficiently when it is in a relaxed state. When we are expressing ourselves in a relaxed mode, we are experiencing the relaxed mood of peace and freedom. This gives a permeating sensation of comfort and is accompanied by thoughts of well-being. These thoughts correspond to the good chems we are creating. These good chems are the ones our cells need to flourish in health. Relaxation is the fertilizer of cellular health. If all the cells are healthy, then the whole body is healthy. When the whole body is healthy, the personal mind space becomes clear, bright, alert, and intensely enjoyable. We experience many shocks of joy, bliss, ecstasy, and profound ease. We feel and experience our most natural state of being, the state of happiness. Stress is life-denying. Relaxation is life-affirming and life-enhancing. One of the skills we will be mastering in life design is the skill of intentional relaxation. This skill must be so integrated into our daily life as to become second nature. By practicing and repeating modes of intentional relaxation, we create auto-relax responses in the body and the thoughts. We create perceptions of relaxation and all the meanings that come with that expression. By doing this along with our daily chores such as housework, homework, toothbrushing, shopping, conferencing, repairing, walking the dog, etc., we create relaxation triggers in our daily moment-to-moment activities. As humans, we have mutated our original design through the overindulgence of fear expressions. We have warped our view of our own design under the pressure, stress, and tension of habitual use of fear. We act as if there is no fearless life or life without expressions of fear. This is classic addict denial and delusion. Can we live without personally expressing ourselves with fear? Well, of course we can. Life and awareness are not dependent on fear for their existence. Therefore, there most certainly is an option of life, existence, and awareness without the experience of fear. Relax. In life design, we enter this pathway by learning to intentionally relax our body and mind. The best way to jumpstart this process is to start with the body. It is most beneficial to take up a daily yoga practice. You can practice less than daily, but you will not receive the benefits of repetition of this practice and the auto-expressions as quickly as if you do daily practice. This is obvious for folks who already have a long-standing yoga practice, regular practice for 1 year or more. The next challenge is to fully integrate such detection and relaxation throughout the body every 10 to 20 seconds. This means scanning the body for stress pockets and initiating relaxation expressions every 10 to 20 seconds. When first practicing this deep integration of sensitivity and intentional relaxed states, we find that this brings our conscious awareness to the all-powerful present moment. By being with our body in this perspective, we are required to check in and scan and adjust our state up to 6 times a minute. The clarity of mind we can experience at this depth of integration is so intense, it can be described as absolute stillness and absolute action of life. It's pure and sweet and has a wonderful effect on the whole life we are living in our day-to-day, moment-to-moment quality of being. Beginner relaxers can gain great grounds by approaching their yoga practice with the intent to become sensitive to their body and expert at detecting and eradicating stress anywhere in the body. There are thousands of yoga tapes, DVDs, and books Follow whatever media trail you're attracted to, as long as you incorporate intentional relaxation into your practice. This is a lifestyle change that is entirely life-enhancing. The only way we can operate holistically is in a deeply relaxed state. We are so acclimated to our stress sickness that we actually have to adapt to our natural level of relaxation. That's why we aim to master the skill, because when we master a skill, we come to feel completely relaxed doing it. In mastering relaxation, we ultimately relax with being relaxed. Being deeply relaxed does not mean being comatose or asleep or still. The depth of the state comes with the depth of daily integration and the increasing capacity to be relaxed in any circumstance. Relaxation has an exponential uplifting effect on our personal mind space. Just as we can spiral down into fear and stress, we can spiral up into relaxation and happiness. This is why we use our thoughts and moods to indicate to us whether we are compounding stress or integrating relaxation. In this way, we become skillful creators of our own physical and mental health. Our body becomes our partner and facilitator in our healing of stress sickness and in the initiating and maintaining of a happy and relaxed mind. More about relaxation. Relax, relax, relax. That's what I say to chill myself out. I also like saying, take it easy now. And stuff like, come on now, everything's cool like it is, just surf it. When I detect stress, I just turn a bit of my attention to the primary muscle groups and send these thoughts straight to those specific areas. It is not difficult to do, really. It sounds like a lot at first, giving attention to the body every 10 to 20 seconds. But it is very much like driving a car. It can become second nature very quickly with a little dedication, and the benefits are enormous. I'm not yanking your chain here. Why would I? It won't take long for you to see that shifting the whole perspective to relaxing the mind and the body requires you to check in on just two areas of your body for stress: the upper primary tension area and the lower primary area. The upper primary tension area is the upper back, shoulders, neck, arms, hands, and head. To relax this entire area, you need only relax your shoulders down away from your ears and lift your chest without squeezing your shoulder blades together. This will automatically release other muscles in the group, and you can easily target lesser tensions in the forehead or jaw with the same message and intent. The lower primary tension area is the lower back, the butt, the thighs, knees, ankles, and feet. To relax this entire area, you simply focus on your ass. Relax your ass totally. You'll be amazed at how much tension is instantly released in your lower back and thighs. Then you can address lesser tension areas. What happens in this practice is our sensitivity increases both mentally and physically. When we start learning to relax, we become almost raw with sensitivity to our own feelings and the feelings of others. This heightened sensitivity is overwhelming at first, and it involves some degree of pain. It's like working out. You have to adjust to the new activity through repetition, and just as you can tone your body through resistance, you can tone your body in a holistic way through relaxation. Just know that this toning takes a little time, but with practice, you will see and notice the results. You will notice your posture is improving, your face relaxing and softening. You'll see yourself smiling back at yourself just about every time you see a mirror. You'll experience a sense of physical lightness and a cool sort of floating type of ease in your movements. These are just some of the effects I've noticed in my own practice of just 3 months, and they are results you can expect. Already, there are auto-relax programs running in my mind. Even as I sit and type this, my body is also auto-relaxing. I don't even really have to scan anymore. It's more of a stress threshold that you begin to notice pretty early on. It gets to where even minor overcontraction of the muscles feels painful. And if the threshold is ever approached, the body and mind reacts with relax, relax, relax. The relaxation is seeking an equilibrium, and the body responds by not allowing overcontraction of muscles. It's a positive feedback loop. This releases stored tension in the body and stored stress in the mind. And more stored up stress As more and more stored up stress gets released, the muscles begin to relax, as does the mind. The more relaxed mind and body has a lower threshold to stress and will release stress automatically before it has a chance to compound. This process continues until there are great spans of the day when you don't really even feel your body. You still have your senses, but your body is pain-free and feels incredibly light and balanced. All your energy starts to kind of swirl in a gently revolving circle in your solar plexus region, and this sensation makes your heart feel happy. It's because the body is communicating to our personal mind space the relieving and life-enhancing messages of relaxation. To send intentional messages of relaxation to our cell is to send a care package of relief, comfort, sanctuary, compassion, appreciation, and love to our mind and body. Relaxation sends relief to the heightened senses from pain, comfort to a heightened sense of sorrow, and sanctuary to the mind's need for rest. Relaxation says you are safe to rest here. It sends a message of compassion to the soul, acknowledging the soul's journey through the shock of sensitivity. The message of compassion lays a pathway of understanding for the soul to traverse this new experience of expanded feeling. Relaxation also sends a message of appreciation directly to our sense of self for initiating this new light. For it is our free choice that initiates this light. We cannot be forced here. We freely choose to be more exposed, more aware, more relaxed, and more enlightened. So we send a message of thanks to our own free self and to our personal mind space to relax now, make yourself at home, worry no more, for you have come a long way to be here. So sit in the seat of your own free spirit and just watch for a while and relax, relax, relax. This is all loving action, to just be and let be. Chapter 2. Deeper into the territory of you, the psychological territory, PST. Now listen, this is me, listen to the definition of PST, because this will be talked about very often after this. So here's the explanation. In order to learn how to use our bodies, we have to experiment with them and learn how they work. The more we understand how things work, the better we are at using them. The more we understand how the psychological territory, PST, works, the better we will become at using it. Essentially, we are experimenting in the PST. Just as our personal body occupies a particular arrangement of space, so too our personal attention occupies a particular arrangement of concepts. Psychological territory. The psychological territory is made up of conceptual arrangements, and the function of this territory is to arrange concepts and thereby create meaning. This is how we find meaning in our personal stories. By arranging different points of view, different perspectives, we find different meanings. We experience all of our life through these meanings because they are the filters coloring our whole outlook. This is how we create the quality of our life. In our physical existence, we have senses that we receive information through in the form of stimulus. These physical senses are our defining tools for the physical environment we inhabit, as well as the conditions of the body we occupy. In the PST, we have experiential senses. The experiential senses are the senses we use to construct meaning, to make decisions, and to exercise freedom. Our experiential senses are the senses of our invisible activities, such as thinking, inventing, exploring, comprehending, learning, appreciating, considering, and so forth. The senses of the PST operate through focus of attention and awareness, the capacity to discern and derive patterns, and the freedom to create through association. All these operations are the basic psychological aspects of boundary setting through self-design. Just as we have a physical heart that is central to our physical life, we also have an experiential heart that is central to our psychological life. The experiential heart is the center of meaning in our personal mind space. The heart of the mind is the generation of meaning. It is where and how meaning is perceived, experienced, and expressed in the personal mind space. In our personal mind, we occupy the heart of our own life through our creation, expression, experience of personal meaning. In our hearts, we are free to create and perpetuate the meanings we choose for our own life. What does life mean to you? The answer to that is simultaneous the answer to what is the meaning of your personal life story. This is the action of our free spirit to create meaning. It works like this. In our day-to-day lives, we interact with our world and others in it. In our hearts, we attach meanings to every aspect of this activity. If someone opens a door for us, it means something. If the weather changes, it means something. If the hair stands up on our arms, it means something. We experience the door opening, the weather changing, and the hair standing up through the meanings we assign to them. We experience through meanings. When we change the meanings of our experience, we change our experience. We know that intuitively, and we know this intuitively, and it shows in our use of the word heart. We say things like, I had a change of heart. Let's get to the heart of the matter. I took it to heart, etc. These metaphors of the heart are symbolic of the meaning centers of our mind. Change of heart equal change of personal meaning. The heart of the matter equal the core personal meaning. To take it to heart equal to receive through personal meaning. We also see that the heart of every personal life story is the meaning of that story. The meaning is what the story is about. In order to understand how the psyche interacts with the body, it is abundantly helpful to understand and be able to observe the differences in physical information and psychological information. Psychological information comes to us through mental conceptual impressions, and physical information comes to us through our physical senses. Our physical activities, all of them, are associated with mental impressions. Particular mental impressions are associated with particular physical activities, demonstrating a reciprocating feedback system. Whatever you do with the physical being is going to directly reflect in the PST and vice versa, because the body is a physical symbol of the meanings being generated in the personal mind space. This is how the body is part of the mind and how the mind moves the body to manifest. It is not that the mind tells the body what to do. The mind freely chooses meanings, and the body reciprocates and reflects those meanings. Patterns of awareness, the PST works through thoughts, images, and tonal vibrations, all of which are patterns of awareness. Tonal vibrations are vibrations of the particular tones that distinguish one feeling or psychological sensation from another. Tonal vibration is mood. Just as every human voice has a unique tonal quality, each of our invisible activities, such as thinking and learning, comprehending, exploring, envisioning, etc., all these activities have their own tonal vibrational qualities, their own mood. Thoughts are whole concepts that carry and convey particular patterns of cognitive information. Images are whole concepts that carry and convey particular patterns of spatial information. When thoughts are combined with images and tonal qualities, a layered and complete impression is formed. These impressions double as intricate, unique patterns of expression. Impression, expression. Impression is the pure perception of a whole concept because it's how the concept is received in the PST. Expression is the pure perspective of the whole concept because it's how the concept is asserted in the PST. These two functions, expression, impression, reception, assertion, are the two operating characteristics of pure awareness. These functions do not operate in cause and effect. They are simultaneous reflections of each other. My expressions directly reflect my impressions and vice versa. How could I express something without some related impression? How can I make an impression without expressing something? When we're expressing our impressions, our perceptions of things, and when we are impressed, it is through the view, the perspective we are holding. Impression, expression are inseparable in their function as our means of navigating the PST and as meaning shifters. What we express is what we mean to ourselves, and our impressions are the meanings we assign to the others. It all reflects back to us because all our personal impressions generate from the personal meanings we are choosing. Sequence and simultaneity. Sequence. Any group of discrete, separate steps united in a continuous forward progression of one step after another, proceeding from a particular first step, beginning, and completing with a particular last step, ending. Motion, the movement of sequenced phenomena. Simultaneity, the state of no time, timeless state. The state of all at once, of synchronicity, of wholeness and completeness. The infinite and unified state of all possibility. All possibility exists all at once. Action, the movement of simultaneous phenomena. The patterns of thought, image, and tonal vibration occur in sequences. A thought is a particular sequence of symbols, representations, carrying and conveying particular cognitive information. Image is a more subtle sequence, as it is the sequencing of pure form. Tonal vibrations are the most subtle sequences because they are the sequences of pure vibration, the pulsing of awareness. In the PST, these sequences exist as whole concepts. All the steps are present at once in the psyche because experience in the PST is not subject to space-time motion like experience in the physical territory. Therefore, the state of the PST is a simultaneous state of action, a timeless state. We observe through imagination. In imagination, we clearly see that there is no time, and yet we can imagine time-bound events. In imagination, we have access to the whole event at once and can observe through imaging any part of the events in any order we choose because we have access to the whole sequence at once. The PST is a timeless state. All activity in the PST is therefore timeless. Stop now. Consider the fact that most of your everyday experiences of life occurs in the PST. or as is more commonly stated, in your head. Therefore, most of your everyday experience occurs in the state of timelessness, the eternal. You are experiencing your own eternal nature with every thought, image, and mood. You are doing it right now by reading and comprehending what you're reading. You are doing it all the time because psychologically you are eternal by nature. Do you have personal views and psychological experiences? Are you not constantly thinking about and feeling your own personal experiences? This shows you without a doubt that you are an eternal person, an infinite, unique, and unbounded presence. We can access our infinite nature by intentionally creating meaning. When we focus our attention on intentionally creating personal meaning, we are focusing our attention from our own eternal center and creating in the ever-present now. Personal PST through awareness. Individual viewpoints are formed in the PST. These individual viewpoints are literal centers of awareness. My personal mind space is me as a center of awareness. When I refer to my head as in the life in my head, I'm talking about my personal mind space. If I'm saying it's all in your head, I'm talking about your personal mind space. Simple self-awareness, SSA, simple self-awareness. Here we observe the most basic relationship in awareness, the relationship of self-awareness. Stop now and think. In order for awareness to exist, it must be aware of its own existence. It must be self-aware. In its simplest and purest state, awareness is self-aware. This is the state of simple self-awareness. Simple self-awareness is the very essence of the relationship and the action of reception, assertion. Reception is how we sense, and assertion is how we express what we are sensing. Simple self-awareness is our innate capacity to self-sense, self-express. Centered simple self-awareness is the basis of our own self-awareness. The basic relationship of our awareness of our own existence is the foundation of our individual experience. We are aware of ourselves as a center of awareness because we experience life as a center. From the individual point of view, we experience life as flowing to us, and we experience ourselves as a center from which we initiate action. We receive and send information as a source, and we are the center of our own life story. Being a centered individual self is a fact that is easily observed. We are all individual centers of awareness. The individual viewpoint. Through the individual viewpoint, a personal PST is formed. By shifting the individual view around, we form many viewpoints, and these viewpoints serve as personal boundaries within the vast and boundless PST. When we shift our individual view, we create new personal boundaries and expand our personal view in the PST. When we expand our personal view, we simultaneously expand our personal experience of life. It's personal because no two individuals' viewpoints are alike. As a center, I'm creating and experiencing my life story. As a center, you're creating and experiencing your own life story. Even though we share our stories and can be part of each other's stories in great depth, we remained at all times the center of our own story. The central view is the heart of our personhood, and it's from this heart that we act and interact on a personal basis with other centers. Through our personal PST, which is our persona, we create a meaning of life that is totally unique. The views we are creating and experiencing are new in each moment of creation, expression, experience. This is why our personal lives are so precious to us. Deep in our hearts, we know that what we are in any given moment has never been before and will never be again. We, all of us, are rare and unique expressions of freedom, awareness, creativity, and life. And that is our shared meaning. I am a person. I am a self-choosing, self-aware, self-creating, self-expression of life. I live and create from my own personal meaning. The shared PST. Since we are all sinners of the same awareness, we are connected and free to associate with and influence each other. This is how we are free to co-create stories. We come together freely and create shared stories. We create group stories, and these stories are based on shared views in the PST. These shared views are the center, the heart of the group story, making the group story a center unto itself. The minimum number of individuals required for this activity is 2, and there is no maximum. A group can always be added to simply by another individual sharing in the meanings that are the center of the group story. Here on this earth, we are sharing meanings as the human we. We all share the human view. We are all a part of the story of the human we. And so we are all influenced by the current views being held by the group. You see, in the group dynamic, each individual is affected by and can affect the group view. When enough individuals within a group shift to a new shared meaning, there is a momentum that brings that energy to critical mass, and the whole group shifts. Or when an individual finds a new meaning and others are drawn to that meaning, new group stories begin. It is so with the whole human we. If we find new meanings that we are attracted to and freely adapt to, then we shift the meanings for the whole human we and become a new group and live a new group story.